Yeah, so monster truck. Reach, yeah, discussing monster trucks. Now, Billy Outlaw is a character. Alright. Okay, I'm here to discuss the truck movie. And we was there in the theater. And there was some characters from the original, there was original band guy from the Two Car Garage. He was there with his kids. And there was somebody else from the church there. So there was some people from the church in the theater. That was what was happening. And we decided to watch the movie about the monster trucks. It reminded me of back in the 80s when they had Tough Tracks and these other little monster truck toys that would have, like, there would be a monster inside them. I think they also Jason the Wheel Warriors as well. But yeah. Jim was a little younger, so he would have been almost like a kid when that happened, but I was in high school. Anyway, so back in the day. So what was funny though is the main actor is probably 26 years old, and he's playing like a 16-year-old that doesn't drive yet, but can fix trucks. That was a little strange, and his sort of bookish girlfriend likes him, but he wasn't too keen on her at first. And there's this, of course, this rich guy who has a fancy truck, and he eventually loses it to the repo guy. I'm not going to give away everything, but the character of Creech in the movie is the monster, but also the other character is the token African American character. And he is in a wheelchair in the movie. So they got that. So he's sort of like, he runs the junkyard. So they got that. But also, it's an odd combination of ideas. It seems to be heavily influenced by the Hot Wheels toy line more so than any of the fan fiction from us, because they wouldn't have known about it. but it is curious that some of that's in there. And naturally, it's a blue truck, like in the Cars, the blue trucks were heavily favored. So, there you go. They had a red brigade, too. Their red cars were heavily favored. That goes back to grade school with the Cars. That predates the Techron cars of yeah, that other Cars with Pixar. So this movie kind of implies, okay, there are creatures inside the machines who drive the cars. So basically what happens is this evil oil company, of course there's an evil oil company, it's a Nickelodeon movie. Let's do a little bit of the whole environmental thing. Nickelodeon, they do that. And they accidentally drill down to this part under the ground. They're in the Midwest somewhere, and they drill down and they find that they've released three squid-like, octopus-like creatures out of the well, and then they rounded up two of them, but they didn't get the third one, and he goes and he becomes in the junkyard. For some reason, he goes to the junkyard, and they feed on oil, and they go in there, and it's not really minor spoilers. It's the plot of the movie. It's PG, kiddie movie. If there is any violence in it, it's cartoonish. They say they're going to do something dark. Actually, some of that could have been considered PG-13 in a different context, but no, it's fine. There's a lot of car crashes and chases and stuff near the end that would kill just about anybody, but because it's a cartoonish thing with a monster creature, Creech, driving the engine, it's like, well, that's okay, because it's all cartoonish. One of a wheel pops off at one point and they pull it back in. But it wouldn't drive anymore, because the axle would be broken. That's okay. Somehow they don't, like, race along and it doesn't, like, destroy their legs, their tentacle legs. I can see a lot of hentai people liking this one, because there's tentacles in it. And also, Your movie is about the monster trucks. And monster trucks are a big thing with boys. Though apparently some girls like them too, because they was there too. But they still are. They were back in the day too. They used to have the Cow Palace, would have the big monster truck rally. And they'd have the big, they had one that transforms, like in the early 90s at that point. So I was okay with the actor, like, pretending he was in high school and he was still 20-something. Because they did that a lot in the 80s movies. But yeah, it was very interesting. So yeah. Of course, the bad guys will inevitably be defeated. Spoiler, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, is it a good movie? Well, yeah, it's a good movie. It's okay. It's fine. The critics are being merciless to it, but I think they just don't like whimsy. You got to like whimsy. It's a movie about a creature in a truck. It's not supposed to make sense. I think in that context, like the whimsy. Now, I did not watch the Stone Gremlins review of the movie, only the very opening start of it. I'll watch that later. But yeah, and of the 3 or 4 movies they did, because it's Oscar season, I only wanted to do the monster truck one. So now it is 2017, and all of those other movies shouldn't count. So, and even though I've heard about some of the other movies that's coming that are already out, because somewhere they were released in December, can't say I want to see them exceptionally. They got Silence. They got, that's the Scorsese one. I guess it's kind of like Gangs of New York. I guess it looks pretty visually interesting, I guess. I haven't seen it. Gangs of New York was also nominated, so it might be nominated. Gangs of New York didn't deserve it, but just because it was Scorsese. But that was many years ago. And now you have Silence, and now you have Manchester by the Sea, and which is depressing. I'm not going to see that. And they got Fences, which is depressing. I'm not going to see that. So yeah, one of those. Yeah, and La La Land is still kind of in wide release now, but is still getting. The critics seem to like it, the fans seem to like it, but it's not making bank. So if La La Land gets nominated just because people have heard of it, kind of how Slumdog Millionaire got the Oscar years ago, 10 years ago or so, whatever. I looked up the Oscar thing, and it was like very different in the movies that are rated, and it isn't necessarily a popularity contest. It was off and on for the past 20 years, I would say, but maybe 23 years. Really since the release of 23, 24 years, really since the release of Forrest Gump. It's been a popularity contest, with on occasion them throwing in a monkey wrench, like a movie that clearly didn't deserve it, like Crash, or snubbing Pulp Fiction, or whatever, But yeah, that was a long time ago. So that's my Oscar thing there on the end of this, but yeah, we'll see what they decide. So there were some other movies in the previews that were kind of, I don't know. The one about the ballet dancer might be fun. The cartoon, there's an early Paris or something, and they're building the Eiffel Tower in the background. Could be okay. Despicable Me 3 looks kind of dumb, so yeah, I haven't really seen the other two, so not really. So I don't know. It's weird because I saw the Minions movie, so I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, there's Sony Animation is doing the Paris one, I think. There's also like a weird idea. Anyway, so I didn't think of the other two; they were kind of forgettable. And so 2017 has started, and monster trucks would be on bill next year, but it's not going to get nominated. It's not bad. The critics are being unfair to it. It's a fun, sort of kiddie-ish, like, put it on the background. Your young, I don't know, 8 to 14 audience, 15 audience might like it. It's fine. It's harmless enough, I guess. The message, of course, is you oil rigger guy. Oil companies are evil. Of course, the spoiler there would be that the oil company would, in a real world scenario, would inevitably win because they're corporate jerks, and they would totally win. But oh well, then that would basically be Harry's War, and we don't like that movie. That was a movie from the 80s. So yeah, that's it. So Creech, yeah, monster trucks. It's good. 2.5 stars out of 5. Yeah, it's good. It's okay. So yeah, yeah, it's all right. It's harmless enough. So it could even be. It's probably not quite 3. Yeah, it's fine. Might be worth a rental. It might be a cold hit among young children. I might watch it over and over again just for the action scenes. Yeah, well, teen children. It's just a young teen. Yeah, maybe 12-year-old boys will probably like it, I guess. And the ones that are in their 20s now will get a kick out of older brothers, I guess, or nephews, uncles. They'll get a kick out of the idea that that main actor is that guy from the other movie. And also, it appears that Eugene Levy's daughter is in it. I'm not sure, but that does sound like a familiar name at the end of that. Yeah, sort of like in Jurassic Park when Dallas Bryce Howard showed up. Ron Howard's daughter. No, nepotism was not involved at all there. No, surely not. Anyways, the EPA gets to end. So yeah, it's sort of a, yeah, I would say fantasy horror genre. Yeah, is what the movie is. Yeah, like light horror, like The Little Penis Monster, kind of in the same, something like that. It's like, okay, this isn't really that scary. It's mostly fun. So okay, yeah. So it was original enough. Anyway, so that's it. The Creech Meringue, the guy from the original cast, come in here to review the film. I did not do Hidden Figures because it didn't turn out to suck. If it had sucked, I would have done it. But it didn't suck. It probably won't get the Oscar, but it didn't suck. It probably won't unless Oscar just decides, we got to kiss up to everybody this time around because we screwed up last year. So we're going to kiss up to everybody. Everybody. But that's probably not going to happen. The Revenant got it last year. Technically, that was a January 2016 movie. Why was that nominated? That was technically last year. It's like right now. Same thing. Hidden Figures. January 2016. Somewhere in the world it aired in December 25th and December 30th. It wasn't here until January 1st. Or 3rd, I think it was. So, no, that one doesn't count. Silence doesn't count. It's a 2017 movie. Too bad. 2017. Hacksaw Ridge? I don't know. Anyways, rambling about the Oscars. So, there you go. Because it's that time of year. Anyways, so yeah.